Okay, folks, so since January, over 850 teachers have resigned from the public education system. Almost half of that figure resigned after collecting their August salary. Where does this leave the schools? We're discussing now with Linvern Wright, president of the Jamaica Association of Principals and Secondary Schools. Good morning, Sir Linvern. How are you?
Morning, sir.
I'm good. Morning.
Yeah, are you good? You really good for true?
I'm good.
Okay, just checking. According to these figures, the number of teachers leaving the public school system jumped from 427 on August 18 to 854 on August 29.
Well, yes, it's how it's normally done, I think, by many teachers at this time of the year. They seek to be assured about what it is they're getting before they let go of what they have. And it's essentially about that. Many of the other reasons I hear out there is not about those things. To me, it's just a matter of ascertaining that I have a job before I let go of the one I have. It's just that it's done late and it's inconvenient. And it's something maybe we have to try to fix, but it is what it is, as they say.
So you're saying it's not anomalous. This is something that happens it's been happening this way.
There's nothing new about it. Nothing new about it. Maybe the numbers at this time, but there's nothing new about it.
Yep. By the way,
and many of us have had conversations with the teachers. Many of them have. I mean, I have 14 people going. I heard from 12 persons long before. So I was able to put things in place. And some principals are the ones that are problematic are the ones where they have not said that they're going and then you just get it at this time.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah.
By the way, Mr. Wright is the principal at William Nib. But sir, isn't there protocol here? Should you not give like 3 months or 4 months? Don't there's something in writing that says if you're going to leave, then you have to so and so and so and so? No?
Yes, there's a protocol. I think that depends on the ethics of the teacher. I think, and but as I said, I hear, for example, things like principals being vindictive. No principal can stop a teacher's pay from coming like that. I don't know of those things being legal if it is that they happen, and so I don't know that is the case. It is simply a matter of as I said, trying to secure a job before I let go of the one I have. And there's a protocol, very difficult to implement because when somebody is overseas and sends a resignation letter, what do you do about implementing that? It's a difficult thing.
Yeah, when you rely on ethics, I mean, regardless of protocols, people are going to do what they're going to do because they're doing in the long run what's beneficial to them. So in real terms, Sir Linvern, you're saying a teacher might have an opportunity elsewhere, overseas, maybe locally,
yes.
may have gotten an offer, is working through the details, and it is only when things come through that the teacher will say, I'm going to let go for the teaching work. And that could be the week before school.
Yes. And let me just make a point. The fact is that you minimize this by good relationships. So, and communication. So one of the things many of us as principals did is that we said to our teachers, if we're going, tell us. Some did, some didn't. Right? As I said, I got the majority of mine telling me, and it worked out well because many of us could put ads out and where we could get teachers, we get them. The fact is, though, that there are some positions still to be filled. Mm-hmm. And the ones that I have to be filled for my school are the ones that I got late because it seems now that the supply of teachers has dried up. I have moved now to that possibility of employing a retired teacher. So I have had discussions with my regional office and pretty much I have a retired teacher coming in this morning to fill another position.
Yep, you kind of answered the question already, but I don't want to belabor the point. But there is nothing you can do if as I said, if I sign a contract that says if I'm going to leave William Nib, I need to tell you 3 months before, and I tell you 3 weeks before. There's nothing anyone can do about that.
As it stands now, I don't see anything that can be done. It's something that's in the law, but or in the regulations, but there's no teeth to it in my mind.
Is there anything that would be due in terms of emoluments or back pay or months of pay that, the school can say, well, you've breached this agreement, this contract?
As it stands now, there is no protocol for sanctions.
Then why in the world would you have a contract in the first place then if I can just get up one morning and say bye? Why in the world you have a contract?
Well, what teachers really sign is an appointment. Well, you might call it a contract. Yes, you understand me? Because the law, the regulations say that. And I'm not condoning it or anything like that. I'm just saying, if it is that we're going to resolve it, there have got to be clear protocols about how we handle it when these things happen.
You said,
that's just the point.
You said already that you have not filled all the vacancies at your school. So what do you do?
I didn't hear that.
I said you already said that
I'm interviewing sometime this week. I have one person coming in this morning that I just because we had a teacher who we had, but she said that she can't come anymore. I had a math teacher who was with me, got a job somewhere else. He can't come. So those things are just things that we just have to work with. And it's normal for some of us that you get that kind of thing, and the first week you don't get to fill. So the important thing is to move on it and to resolve it.
So you are looking to retire teachers? I hear there's another plan to try and get teachers who have just graduated. Some schools are looking to sixth formers who performed well in subjects. What is the fix? What is the approach you hear from the schools going into this difficult period?
It's those things. And I think I said on another media house that we could look at sixth formers who have performed well, because there's something in the regulations for that. If it is that they have done well in the subject and you can't get a teacher and they have had good grades, there's something in the laws now, in the regulations now, for pre-trained teachers. Once they have the minimum qualifications in terms of subjects, the ministry has been moving away from that. But it is something that had been in place because there was a shortage of teachers in the 80s and I think the 70s. Jamaica did better in training teachers to fill positions much better, so we actually were moving away from that. But if it is that we get back to that, it is something that we need to look to. And I think it can work because we can apprentice people into the system to want to do it. I myself was a teacher like that. I started out with just my subjects and I liked it and I stayed. But
how much time is built in to help a teacher like that at that level run up the curve in a critical school year, for example? Because apprenticeship, maybe it would have been ideal, like maybe a little before, a month before, 2 months before, to kind of, grandfather them in, kind of like a succession business. Is that going to be practical when the school year has begun for teachers who are already stretched to be apprenticing students while the live teaching is supposed to be going on?
Difficult, but not impossible. It's not the ideal thing, but I think as things stand now, one of the things I think that has to happen is that we just have to try to ensure that it works in the best interest of the children, the best interest of instruction. You won't get instruction ideal from those individuals, but it's better than not having anyone. And at least it's apprenticing people into a system that would allow them to become committed in the long run, once we get some other things improved.
Yeah. Simone already said that some teachers not only, gone teach, but some gone into other areas. Is it as simple as to say it's just because they're not making enough money while they're leaving?
It pretty much is economics. It is economics. I give you one thing. One of the challenges that I face now is that some of the teachers that I get, rent is very, very expensive for them. And there's one teacher who has left, and he has left because he's going back home because he's going to stay with his parents, because what he's paying for rent is something that is, you're paying up to $60,000 in an area like Trelawney for a house to stay as a teacher. That's a whole lot out of about 200,000. You understand me?
Yeah.
And so many persons are struggling with those kinds of things. So you're very new teachers. Finding housing for them is one of those things that you have an issue with. But economics is a big thing. People paying their mortgages and paying for a car in a time when those things are status symbols and people want to be a part of that. It is a difficult thing for many teachers. I hear them speak to it. Many of them have gone overseas because they say they can pay off their mortgage very, very quickly. Sure. And they are not into debt peonage for how long.
Yeah.
It's more than status symbols, sir, right? It's quality of life and generational wealth. It's more than status for a lot of.
No, I know that. Yeah. I know that. I'm just simply speaking to what is. I'm
actually echoing your sentiments and agreeing with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. People want to live and live well, and they should be able to.
Right.
How did the Costa Cup team?
Oh, Jesus.
Leave me on the money, man.
I haven't said a word.
Competition is good. All the teams seem to be good, devil.
Right.
And everybody is in a better state of preparedness for that. And that's a part of the preparation too.
Good luck,
So
sir.
you're not into football.
Yes, sir, I am. I'm into sports generally.
She has to be in
I thought Neville turned you off with his obsession.
No. It's not obsession.
Oh, no, she has to be because what?
She has to.
Because
we are together, so she has to. Good luck, sir, and thanks for speaking with us this morning.
Take care.
God bless you and the school and
Yes.
the youngsters at school. Blessings.
all the
No
best
problem.
for the
Thank
school
you so
year.
much.
Thank you, Sir Wright, President of the
Blessings.
Jamaica Association of Principals and Secondary Schools, Linvern Wright. It's a tough situation.
Yep.
It's tough.
Up next, founder and chief executive officer of Edufocal, Gordon Swaby, stops by to talk about using TikTok as a tool for learning. I'm told that we're in school today, so we have to
School is in session.
behave.
Oh, oops.
Yep.
Sorry, Teach.